Good morning, friends. Welcome to Brooks Brew. I'm your host, Brooke Boylan, and let's get brewing. This episode is sponsored by Boylan Electric. Boylan Electric has been in business since 1990, serving the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia areas. For over 3 decades, they've been providing residential customers with top quality services. As an authorized Generac and Kohler dealer, Boylan Electric installs more generators than any contractor in the DMV. They install and manage many generator sizes ranging from 6 kWs to 150 kWs. Boylan Electric is also certified to do warranty work, repairs, and maintenance on both Generac and Kohler generators. Being a 24/7 electrical service company, Boylan Electric is your one-stop shop for all electrical and generator needs. Call their shop today at 301-990-9686. For more information, look below in the show notes. All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to Brooks Brew. Today I'm joined by Alli. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
this
you're
is
welcome.
So cool.
It's a pleasure. So, to get started, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm a junior at McDaniel College.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a writing and publishing major, and I got the pleasure of meeting you through our school. So now we get to have conversations and record it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a good transition point. We can go into that. So, how did we meet?
We met, weirdly enough, out of the country when we're in the same campus. So, we went on a Jan term trip, which we met Jeremy as well.
Yes, we talked to Jeremy last week on the podcast. So then we went on this Greece trip together, and we all didn't even know who each other were. Like, you would think going to a small school that we would all, like, meet each other at some point, but literally never met either of you. I had seen Jeremy around, but because he just takes pictures for the school. But, like, we would have never probably crossed paths just because we had different majors and stuff like that. So the fact that we all had that opportunity to go on a trip like that and then meet each other and, like, all still stay friends after that. Well, of course you had to choose to stay friends, but we put the effort into, you know, still hanging out and stuff like that. But
and I think, like, that's what was so just organic about it, because when we're at school, like, I remember running paths with you, but, like, you were with Charge, and I didn't join, so I would see you in organizations like that.
Right.
But we never were able to have the time to actually, like, get to know each other. And spending a trip of 18 days together, we really just got to bond and have long days and fun nights. And I don't know, so it was just really special.
Yeah. What made you decide to go on the Gentrum trip?
I don't know. When I was a freshman, I saw that they were doing a Greece Jan term trip, and I really wanted to go. And my roommate went with me, Kayla. So we were both freshmen at the time, and we were like, we should go. I was like, yeah, let's do it. We found out we couldn't do it because we had to do the freshman orientation Jan term.
Gotcha.
So we were like, okay, we'll do it again next year. And we kind of stuck to it. And I was a little nervous because I didn't really know anyone else on the trip besides Kayla and I. But I kind of felt like I'll never get this opportunity again.
Yeah.
After grad school, like graduating, when am I going to get the chance to just, like, go on an 18-day extravaganza? So, and everyone on the trip was just so cool.
I know.
Like, everyone was so fun. The energy, even people in Greece, like, I don't know. It was just...
Like, it wasn't cliquey at all. Like, we all got along with each other so well. Like, every single person on the trip. Yeah. Like, which is, I feel like, is so rare, but it was such a blessing in disguise because it just made, like, going out so much easier. Because, like, we had structured stuff that we would, like, do throughout the day. But then we'd be done at, like, 2 or 3 o'clock. And then they were like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. Like, we'd all go to dinner together and then go out to, like, the bars and the clubs.
Yeah, and everyone just, like, laughing and getting along. And it didn't matter, like, what background you came from or who you are. Like, we all just bonded over the fact that the professor was annoying and we saw so many rocks, so many monuments. Yeah. And it just allowed us to just, like, get closer together. And even afterwards, like, there's so many girls on that trip that I still talk to today. Yeah. And I mean, I can't believe, like, you and I got so close because of it. Like,
I know.
It was also, we bonded, all of us, because my birthday was coming up right after the trip. Yeah. So once we came back to school, we were like, well, gives us an excuse to hang out.
Right, to all go out and, like, hang out more time. Yeah. But yeah, that was nice for it to be so close, like, your birthday being so close to the trip, because then we're just like, wow, we're just gonna keep this party going. Like, we were just celebrating the whole time, and then, like, all right, we're all going to Texas Roadhouse next week. Like, see you there. So yeah, that was really fun.
I miss it. It's so crazy that like it was a year ago. It
I
feels
know.
like it was so much longer.
Guys, like when me and Allie talk, you're gonna think like, wow, these girls have known each other for like their whole lives. No, we literally have only known each other for a year, which is absurd to even think about. And like we just tell all the time, like I feel like I've known you for like 5 years, even longer
feel like
than
I could
that.
tell you my darkest secrets, and you know half of them already. But
Right.
it's like, shit, like did I tell you too much? It's
Right.
just so nice. I don't know.
But just the friendship like happened so naturally, and obviously like the trip like was the momentum for that, because again, being stuck with each other, not stuck with each other, but like being together for 18 days and like going to all this experience together and like having to do reports on the monuments in Greece and in Athens or whatever, and like going to the Athens Center, like taking our classes and stuff like that. Like that's just trips like that are stuff that people never even get to experience in their lives.
Right.
So like that the fact that we got to do that together and like be at first time meeting was just like, we just got the ball rolling for everything.
Yeah, and it like we were all just so excited because I think all of us knew that like this is crazy. We're at Greece and we all just want to be taking as much pictures as we can, and like I have so many pictures of you in my camera roll, and you just like modeling, and like
Right.
I'm modeling too. Like we all just wanted. It was just such a. I guess I've just never really felt so free, and there was no problems, no issues.
Yeah, no drama with anybody.
I know. It was, which is also rare. But then, like, Jeremy, he's so fun.
Yes.
And he brings such good energy to it, too. And so when we were all at the bars, like, I don't know. I've always recommended people to go to the Jan Term trip because I met a group of people that I never would have before. And also, I've got these memories that, like, that's why it was another reason why I was like, I need to go on this trip, because you can buy things and you can go and you can spend money, but going on trips, going on a vacation, those are things like you can never get back. So I just love the memories that it holds with it, and also the pictures.
Yeah, for sure. Well, shout out to Jeremy though for taking all the pictures that he did. He brought
Oh
his
my
camera on the
God.
trip, and he took pictures like of us every single moment. And at times we were just like, oh my gosh, okay, these are a lot, but at the same time,
like,
it's grateful. Yeah, no, he'd be like, his signature. Allie looked back and she'd be like, hey.
Oh God, it was so fun. I mean, yeah, we had our little photographer following us around all over, and
For free.
We were all eating it up. Like,
Yes.
It was just like,
Yeah.
please don't stop.
Like, stop. Oh my God, the paparazzi's here. Like, I wasn't ready to take pictures.
Oh yeah. I mean,
No,
our
it was
professor
good.
got annoyed with it a couple times. Like,
yeah. But it was worth it. And then
he's so great.
yeah, I was gonna say to your point about it, like, yes, it's kind of expensive to go, but you have to think about it. The amount of money that we paid for like all that trip, for it to be the hotels included, the travel, like the airfare, like everything's covered for in that flat rate you pay. You pay a little bit out of pocket for like the food that we go to get outside of our scheduled meals, and if you're gonna get souvenirs. But I feel like it's a decent price, because just being a college student, we'll say, I don't want to put a number on it, but like between $2,000, $3,000, you would say, right, total for the trip, or like a little more.
I'd say a little more. Well, I spent a lot. While
Yeah.
I was there.
I did too.
I looked back at my credit card and I was like, 3,000. But like, it was fine. It was fine. But it still, that wasn't bad. Because
Right.
like the trip itself, they also, McDaniel like gave a scholarship for like going. They offered that. So all the places we went to, all the hotels, the traveling, like I can't imagine if like we went on our own, how much more expensive it would be.
Yeah.
So
True.
it was like a no deal. It was like I have to go.
Yeah. So if anyone's on the fence about it, definitely go, because it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You'll never get that back again.
No,
but
I want to go again.
I do too. We
Let's
talk
go
about it all the time.
somewhere.
We're like, listen, for a friend anniversary every year, we're just gonna go to Greece over and over again and go back to the same. We're gonna go to Low Hands and all the other bars.
God. It was crazy. And then people always said like, someone from the trip's got to get married there. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Wow. And
especially that one city we went to, like towards the end, it was like not the ski loungy, it was kind of like a ski mountain type of vibe. He was saying like people come here to ski in the wintertime, or the one where he was like, these are like where a lot of like honeymooning like couples come after they get married
on the when we
in
climbed
the
the
water.
mountain.
Yeah. And like I don't know if it was Crete. I want to say Chania, but it wasn't Chania. I liked Chania though. Chania was very nice. When we saw the Epiphany and they threw the rosary into the water.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I like that city
and
a
I
lot.
found a Starbucks. I found a
Oh my
Starbucks
gosh,
there.
yes. Guys,
whole
something
trip.
about Allie is that she's obsessed with Starbucks.
Just just a little bit. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to get a coffee here. Every time we went, we would go to a restaurant. And I was like, okay, I just want to get an iced coffee.
Right.
Well, ice there is like not really a thing.
Yeah.
But the coffees were like putrid. They were just not good. So when we went to like a more city area, and I was like, oh my God, there's a Starbucks. Like it made the whole trip. And then I got like a Starbucks souvenir from Greece. Did you get something?
Yeah, I got like a little mug. And it might have said Crete, yeah.
Oh.
They had very like different cities there. Like it wasn't just from Chania, but like all the different cities. I think I got one that said Crete, or maybe just in Greece. I don't know. Maybe I was generic and just got the overall to cover the whole country.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was so cool. But the Starbucks was really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't use my American gift card though.
Really?
Yeah, I tried to use my Starbucks gift card, and they're like, "This is dollars. We're euro."
Oh, yeah. They have to take euros.
I felt a little stupid, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. But yeah, so that trip was a year ago, and then here we are now. But like thinking back on it now, that was in January, and then I graduated in May. So like we had just like started our friendship, and then all of a sudden I was leaving.
I know. It's terribly sad.
It was sad because we're like, God, like we really wish we would have met each other sooner, because then we could have like hung out all throughout college.
You could just always come over. And that was the thing. Like then I started coming over to your house and like it on campus, and it's just like, why didn't I meet you sooner? Because like we're 2 years apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, we could have had so much more time, but everything happens for a reason, I guess. And
yeah. Wait, comment down below who you think's older, me or Alli. No, I'm kidding. I'm older, but yeah, no, it's just weird, like with the timing of everything, but obviously everything happens for a reason, and it happened the way it is. But it's also a testament to us now that here we are a year later, but we still maintain the friendship. You know, I've come to visit you while I've been in grad school, or like over the summer. You came to my house and stayed a couple days. So, you know, even though we just been on the trip, and then we could have just like let the friendship die after that, but like we've just been keep showing up for each other, right? And being like, well, we want to keep hanging out, because like, why not? Because we have such a good time together.
That's like, I feel like I see myself in you. It's like,
oh, stop.
I'm like talking to myself. We're just so similar. We have like the little personality,
right?
But
guys, like when me and Alli are texting on the phone, we don't text. We send literal like podcast videos to each other all the time.
Voice memos, like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic to just like drive in a car and just listen, because, you know, you can listen to a podcast and it's great, but it's like super tailored to you, like when you're listening to the voice memos. So, right. I don't know. And I also feel like because we don't get to see each other all the time, carving out that time to see you and to like make the plans and look forward to it, I love it.
Yeah, it just makes our time together so much more fulfilling, because like even like I think, I don't want to say that we were still on campus together we wouldn't be friends, because I know we would, but to have like, you know, they say the distance makes the heart grow fonder. So just the time that we're not like breathing down each other's neck all the time, and then the time we get to see each other, even though we do talk like I would say on a fairly regular basis, like just seeing each other in person is just so different, and then we just value the time that we have together, and we have a good time, and then it's like, all right, I'll see you again in like a month or two.
Yeah, we find ways to hang out, and like you came for my 21st and we just had like the best time, so it's always things that we can make it a priority to see each other, which I like.
Yeah, for sure. Well, talking about seeing each other, we go to Starbucks an awful lot.
Yeah, we do.
So I was going to ask you, what is your go-to coffee order when you go?
It might be basic, but it depends on the season. Christmas season, iced caramel brulee latte with vanilla sweet cream cold foam and caramel drizzle.
Yep.
Extra caramel.
Yep.
Yeah. But then like off season, like right now I'll have, which I still think you can get caramel brulee right now, maybe because it's January.
I think you can get it anytime you want.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I only get it during Christmas.
Oh yeah. you gotta change that. You gotta treat yourself a little bit, you know.
Yeah. I'll just get an iced white mocha latte with sweet cream cold foam and caramel drizzle. Which it's basically just candy I'm drinking, and that's how I like it.
Yeah. Sugar can't taste the coffee, like just
no.
Get the sugar pumping through your veins.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's good.
How about you?
Me? I think I said this in the first episode with like Liz, but my tried and true is always getting like a cold brew with sweet cream cold foam on top. Or like a sweet cream cold brew.
Cold brew? They're strong.
Yeah, they are strong. And like when it's weird because like, hey, sorry, Al has roommates. we're in her college apartment right now. No, but when I was younger, like I didn't like coffee at all.
Me either.
Yeah, but then you get older and then you start to try and you're like, oh wait, like it's not that bad actually. But I think when you're younger, your taste buds are just so accustomed to like things being sweeter because like we're all kids, like oh we like candy, like we want things to be sweet, and like we're really accustomed to like bitter tasting things. So like when I would try it for my parents, I was like, ugh, like you guys drink that every day, like what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it started in high school because like people would go to Dunkin' Donuts like every Friday morning because we had a Dunkin' that was like 2 minutes from our high school. Yeah. So like,
but in high school, Dunkin'
was the thing.
Like if you like Starbucks, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, you like Starbucks? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
loved it. But anyway, keep going.
No, but yeah, so like everyone just started going. So like if you didn't go to Dunkin', like you weren't cool. So like it was like a social thing that you had to go. Yeah. Even if you just got like a donut or like a breakfast sandwich or something, like it was still a thing. But it was like a sweet treat that everyone, or at least my sister and I would do on Fridays because during the week, like you can't go every day because you're gonna get fat. Like going every day, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get diabetes if I go. Because then also Dunkin', I don't like it that much anymore. But like I feel they put so much. If you ask for just like a nice coffee with like cream and sugar, oh my gosh, that thing is gonna look white because they put so much cream, and you can hardly taste the coffee, and then like 20 pumps of sugar.
Yeah.
So in high school though, I liked it because it was like it was good. But I feel like now transitioning into getting like throughout the rest of college and like getting older now, I kind of like it a little more bitter. Like I like to taste the coffee more. So I feel like that's why I transitioned to more like a cold brew. Like I definitely was more like a just iced coffee or latte girl in like high school, college, and like getting with all the sugar and the cream and stuff like that. Yeah. But like even at home when I make my coffee in the morning, I just use like the K-Cup and just put like flavored creamer in there. I don't add any sugar or anything like that. And I'll put like 2 tablespoons of it, and that's it.
Will you drink it hot or iced?
Hot. Right? Okay. Again, like you, seasonally it changes. Like right now, I'm drinking hot coffee. I know today we got iced coffee because it's like 70 degrees outside, but it depends. Like if it's really cold and I'm making coffee at home, I'll just make it hot. Especially because I have to get up so early to go to school. Like I can't drink iced coffee at 5 a.m. Like it's got to be nice really hot cup of coffee. Yeah, just really gets me going for the day. So, but in the summer, ice all the time. Now, if I am going to Starbucks, I don't remember the last time I got a hot coffee from Starbucks ever. Like I think I've only ever gotten iced, like at least recently. But if I'm making it home because I'm trying to be like save money and like not go to Starbucks every single day, then I'm just gonna make hot coffee at home.
Wow, so I wish I could like hot coffee. I feel like it would be so much more convenient. Yeah. To just like put a K-Cup in, go to class, but I don't know. I don't like the warmness of it. Yeah. So. And it's hard too. I've noticed a lot. Like if I don't drink it right away, like it gets cold. Yeah. And that kind of bothers me. But because I also do like iced coffee. It's weird because like even if it's cold, I'll still drink it because I'm like, oh, it's just like an iced coffee. But it kind of it doesn't taste the same. So I hate that like you have to start drinking it faster. Like the ice one, it's going to stay ice all day. And then, I mean, the ice cubes melt and it kind of tastes watery, but it's fine. I wonder if I start, because I love hot cocoa. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel like if I started just trying to drink hot coffee, because I love the caffeine, I love the sugar, like it just helps me get through the day. But being in college, I feel like I've become more, I'll just go out to Starbucks and, you know, whereas if I'm home for break, I can use the K-Cup, even though my mom has this espresso, but it can like an espresso? It's not an espresso, but it'll make lattes, macchiatos. Does it have like the steam thing with the milk? Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Love that. Oh my God, I know. I'm so spoiled when I go home. I'm like, oh my God, I'm bougie. And we have an ice machine there, but I don't have an ice machine at school. You know, I got the ice trays, but I'm so lazy to just refill it. So I was like, don't. But anyway, so I'm just more accustomed to just going out to Starbucks. But I feel like if I could because I've got a K-Cup, it's so easy to just. Mm-hmm. But anyway. Well, you know, now they started making ice Keurigs, like iced coffee Keurigs. I saw it at Target the other day. Okay, but I thought you still need the ice. Oh, you mean like to brew it over the ice? Yeah. Yeah, you do. That's literally just like a cake. A Keurig. Yeah. Well, I think when it's brewed though,
I think it takes it with cold water. Like, cause you like if you're using a single serve K-cup thing, right, or like a single serve Keurig, you have to like at least the ones that I have right now. You have to like pour the water in the top, and you can put like either 8 or 10 ounces or 12, and then you pour it in, and it sucks in the water, and it goes through the machine. So when it goes to filter through the K-cup, it makes it hot. But I would think that with the ice one, if the water's cold, it'll like still be cold. You know what I mean? Like it'll keep it room temperature, so it's not like heating up the water. All right, so although Allie and I go to Starbucks quite an awful lot, like I feel like every time we're here, we have to go at least once.
Yeah.
Like it's just a ritual. Like we have to. But today we went to American Iced Coffee Co., which is in Westminster. It's like right down the street from our college, and it's like a little, I don't say mom and pop shop, but there's only one of them. There's not like a bunch of them because I know some like local, like small businesses have a couple here and there.
Yeah.
But like this is the only one of it, and they actually almost shut down during COVID because they were understaffed. Yeah. And the guy almost like kind of shut it down. I remember like halfway when I was about to graduate, he thought about closing it, but luckily he kept it open. And I don't know about you, but I've gone a couple times, and I like really like the food, and I like the atmosphere. It's like such a cozy little place. It's like it's all wood in there, and it has like the little like these kind of lights in there.
Calming.
Yeah, very calming, very homey, like cozy. And they have like the steps that you can go upstairs, and like I just loved going to do homework there, and like just being in a coffee shop and like doing homework or like studying or doing work is just like therapeutic to me.
That's interesting. You can get work done in a space like that.
Can you not?
No.
Do you have to like stay in your room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even my roommates, they can do their homework out here and like.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't sit out here.
To
Yeah.
each other, and I have to be in my room. I either have to be at my desk or my bed and just like be away from everything.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was in a coffee shop too, like I would just be looking at all the people and people watching, and it wouldn't be very productive. But good for you.
Thank you. Well, it's more of like I have to go by myself. Like I can't go with someone. Like in a way, yes, there's like noise going around, like distraction, but like the background noise to me, like why everything's going on, like it just like everyone else is busy and working and doing their own thing. So and then I feel motivated, like okay, I gotta like do what I gotta do. Whereas like in my room, if I'm sitting at home, I get distracted, like oh, what are my tape on my desk? Like oh, like my scissors, like oh, I forgot about this. I like start like messing with everything. But if I'm doing work, I have to be like by myself. But I like to put myself in like we'll say a social situation where it's like everyone else is doing the same thing. Because I feel like most of the time when people go to coffee shops, they're also working on stuff.
True, yeah.
Either whether they need the Wi-Fi or they're meeting with someone like to go over business things. So just to see everyone else doing it, then it's like, all right, I got to get on my A game too. Yeah.
That's like, I'll go to the library.
Yeah, same thing.
During times where I need a new environment and my room's just not doing for me anymore, or like my room's messy and I can't focus and I don't have time to clean because it's like finals week.
Right.
So I'm just like, I need to get out and just go to the library and just get in a little corner.
Just need a different like environment, a different atmosphere, because then your room gets like kind of old after a while. And you're just like, God, I can't think in here anymore. But
yeah, we went to American Ice today.
Yeah, we did. Here, we can grab our coffees right here. We have these little coffee koozies on them. We'll talk about the koozies first, then we can talk about what we got and then what you think about your coffee. Okay. But so we have these little coffee koozies. I bought these for Allie and I for Christmas. I actually bought like a bunch of them for all of my friends. It's a small business called All Things Lillian. I'll add her tag in the description or in the show notes. But she's a small business girly. She's from North Carolina or South Carolina. I can't remember where, but she's down south. And she just hand draws all these designs. Mine says the girls are girling. It's a little hot pink one. Allie has, oops, I got another coffee.
Very fitting.
Yes, very fitting for her. And then I have like one with cowboy boots on it. That she has one with like with bows on it that are blue. And I just kind of like stumbled across her page one day, and she just had the cutest things. And I was like, God, like how fitting is that? Like you never, like we get koozies for like beers and, and drinks like that and sodas, but like I never thought of a koozie for coffee.
But it's perfect because like they sweat.
Yes,
iced coffee sweats so much, and I can't stand it, especially when I'm doing work and then it gets sweat on the paper or on your desk. This is great.
Yes.
Also, your hands don't get as cold.
Right.
Because I won't drink a hot coffee during the winter.
Right. So you need something so your hand doesn't freeze off.
It's perfect. I carry it around with me in my little fanny packs. That way, whenever I get a coffee, it's like convenient.
Yeah. And then these are like the small sizes, I think. So these fit a small and a grande from Starbucks and a small from Dunkin'. Then she has a bigger size that will fit a medium to large from Dunkin', and then a venti from Starbucks, I believe. But again, we just went to a local coffee shop and they fit these cups perfectly.
Yeah.
So she found that like when she made them, you know, like Ali said, I keep them in my car. I have two of them. I keep one in my car, in my backpack or my purse or something.
And I then, seriously want to get more.
Right? Like they're addicting. Like
you can't have too many.
No, never. Because then I actually threw one of them in the washing machine because I spilled coffee on one of them.
Really?
Washed so well. Like didn't fall apart, didn't lose its color. So the integrity of it's really good. But she obviously has more than just coffee koozies. She has like notepads and like apparel. But give her a follow, check her out.
I know her page was so cute. You were just showing me before we started, and I was like, oh, send me a link.
It's just the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
But just for you 20-something-year-old girly pops,
if you want something, little thing to add.
Yes, and they're not expensive at all. Very reasonably priced. Like I think they were $6.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then I know there's some competitors out there. Like they have like the Java sock, and don't get me wrong, like those are probably the same thing, but they're good. But the designs aren't like these are handmade. Like she's drawn all these designs.
But like because it's like handmade and like you could tell she wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
It adds that like quirkiness, fun to it that it's not like the standard Times New Roman font.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, give her a follow, check her out. But let's talk about what we got. So what did you get from American Iced Coffee Co. today?
I got an iced caramel coffee, cream and sugar.
And what are your thoughts?
So I used to get lattes from them, but their lattes were just too strong for me. I would get the latte and I'd tell them like pump it with sugar, like give me something sweet. But then when they would do that, all I could taste was the syrup. And I'm like, oh, like there's no in between. So then today with you, I wanted to just try and get a coffee, and it's okay.
It's a coffee.
It's a coffee, yeah. But I could still just taste the caramel syrup. But like, I also I got food. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. That was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So like, this is good. It's getting watered down now, which is like I'm liking it a little more. So it's
not as strong.
Like it wasn't even really strong to begin with. I don't know. I'm not really tasting the syrup as much anymore.
Yeah,
it's still working.
Yeah, it's doing what it needs to do. It's getting the job done. For context, Allie and I went out last night because Allie's 21st birthday was on Tuesday, and it's her first time ever at our college town bar, and we woke up today at 11 o'clock. Like we were dead. It was a long night. I didn't get
up at 11, but I saw you were on your phone, and I was like, damn it, I gotta get up.
Yeah, I know. Well, because we were recording earlier, too, and for the sake of for Jeremy's time, I was like, oh, we gotta, because he had to work at 1:30, and it was already 11, we were gonna record at 12, and
we were already late.
We still need the coffee and the food, so. But, yeah. So, I got a vanilla latte. I actually was just kind of panicking when I ordered because we were feeling rushed. So I was like, I just got to get something so we can go. But it's good. It's funny that you say you don't like lattes because I haven't had a latte in such a long time. And I feel like this is like one of the better lattes I've had.
Really? I mean, I love lattes. I get them at Starbucks.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't like them at American Ice.
Oh, I see. Yeah, gotcha. It depends on the place. If they make it, sometimes you go somewhere.
They got different beans.
Yeah, they make it differently. Yeah, especially because American Iced Coffee Co. has their own beans. Like Starbucks beans are different.
Right.
So it's just the way the coffee's made. But I thought it was pretty good today. Now, I feel like we were talking about earlier, like I like cold brews. So like it's like Brooke, why'd you get a latte if you don't like the cream and the sugar in it? Well, okay, again, depends on what place we go to. Like you said, going to Starbucks is the different order you're going to have from a local coffee shop. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like the milk all the time because lattes have more milk than like a cappuccino does or an Americano or something like that. But I don't know. Sometimes when I'm just feeling like on a more sugary type of like thicker drink, then I'll get like something like a latte, or like if I go to Starbucks sometime. If I really want to treat myself, I'll be getting like a what's it called? Shaken oat milk espresso. Oh, so good. Oh, brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. That's what I'm thinking of. And it just tastes so good. You don't like it?
I got it one time and I was like, what is this? But like, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
I have a suggestion for the next place we need to try.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah.
New place. I think they opened up, I could be totally wrong with my facts, but I think they opened up right after COVID or like during COVID, so like we didn't really get to see them much. But it's in Hanover. Britain Coffee. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's Britton. So
Okay.
it's like not like
Great
Britain. Yeah.
Tabby.
Oh god. Yeah, no. It's really good. It's local, just like this husband and wife opened it, and it's really cute in there, like
Really?
the vibes, everything. And they even like just opened a drive-through, so like
Oh.
they're really new.
Wow, that's
I know.
nice.
So we should try it next time.
Yeah, no, for sure. On the
I
next
love
podcast that we have together.
Yeah, I like supporting them because, you know, Starbucks is great.
Yeah.
We love Starbucks, but it's Starbucks. Like,
Right.
it's this big corporate company.
Right. You can get Starbucks anywhere.
Yeah.
But
you
not
can
the
get in
local
Greece.
ones. Yes, you can get it in Greece. That's to go to show you that. True.
But, like, American Ice, that's why I still enjoy going to American Ice with you, because, like,
yeah,
it's nice that we're doing that.
Yeah. Just to support the small business and stuff like that.
So next time.
Yeah, that was American Ice Coffee Co. Give them a I was gonna say a follow. Give them a visit. Go check them out if you're in the Westminster area. It's on Main Street. It's kind of like hidden almost, really. It kind of like blends in with the rest of the shops, but there's a restaurant called Rock Salt, like directly across from there.
Good place.
Yeah, good place. All right, what else are we gonna talk about? Sorry guys, I have my notes here. Okay, well, let's get into talking about your dreams and your goals and your aspirations in life.
Oh, jeez.
So how about we just start with, like, what's your major right now? We'll start with that.
I'm a writing and publishing major, which I didn't even really know that was a thing.
Yeah.
When I came to McDaniel, I like had scholarships and everything to be an English teacher, and I just figured I was coming here because McDaniel has a great teaching program.
Right.
And then right before it was probably the beginning of August, right before we actually moved in, I was like, you know, I just don't feel like teaching is for me. I don't know if I'll be able to like climb that ladder of like what I want to do for like a successful career.
Yeah.
Nothing against teachers. They're amazing.
Yeah. Oh, for
and I mean, my mom was a teacher. It just wasn't my path.
Yeah.
So I ended up dropping my major and like changing it to undecided, so that way I could just like take different classes. And I kind of took a journalism class, and I was like, oh, I hate this. Like, I don't like journalism. So I was like, all right, check that off. Like, don't want to do that. But then I was like talking to my advisor, and she was like, well, do you know, like, we have like writing and publishing majors, like new, probably about 3 years old. And I was like, oh yeah, like, let me look into, like, so I looked into all the classes that were required for it, and I loved everything of like editing for publication and all this creative writing and memoir, and I could either have done that or do an English major. And English major was more like later texts of like American lit and all that, and I was like, it doesn't really appeal to me that much. So I chose writing and publishing, and it's definitely a little more niche. Like, when you go out into the real world, you're like,
you have to be in that.
Yeah. But, you know, I still have the backup plan of I could be an English teacher with my degree. It would just have to be high school English, which is fine. Because we always got to have a backup.
True.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's very true. Gotta have a plan B.
So, so I'm in my junior year, and I love it. But it's also scary thinking about leaving soon. But it'll be fine.
Gotta soak it all in. You have one more year left, though. You got time. That's
Yeah. It'll be fine. But so far I'm liking it a lot.
So going into that now, do you want to talk about your little internship that you got for your job? And then also share about how it's been difficult, though, because it hasn't been an easy journey trying to find one. Because I know, like you said, it's niche for your field. So like trying to find somewhere that would also let you go, because you're also like still an undergrad, like don't really have much experience yet, but they want you to have experience. So share how that's been.
So everyone I've talked to, I also like, do you know anyone in book editing?
Nope.
Publication? Right. Neither do I. It's not very like, oh, like you're a nurse or you're a teacher.
It's not common.
Right. Yeah. So luckily we do have a lot of publishing houses up here by the bridge, because some of you may not know, I'm from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. So like Salisbury, Ocean City, we don't have that.
Right.
So I tried all last summer of just like looking for publishing houses up in this area. no one said they were taking interns. And so when I first came to school at the beginning of the semester this year, I went to my advisor because he was an editor in Chicago, and I was like, I need your help.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any connections? Do you have anything? And he was like, I just want to let you know, like, this is a really cutthroat industry, and I don't know if we can find you anything. He's like, the past 2 to 3 years, we've had a really hard time helping students get an internship in publishing. And I was like, great. That's lovely.
Makes me feel so good.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, like, hearing that, I was sad, but I'm like, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
I'm getting this degree. I want this career. I'm going to find something. Even if I am a janitor at like a publishing house, like something to get me in, and I just want to be able to just like work up. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
So whatever, I worked with my my advisor for the whole semester, and like we did everything. I applied to places in New York, in Chicago, in Salisbury, because like I found like this like independent one, and he was like, sorry, it's just me in my basement. And I'm like,
don't go to that one. That's a little sketch, bro.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Okay, yeah, no, thanks. Well, he was like, I'm flattered that you think I'm an actual publishing house, but it's just like me selling books in my basement. I'm like,
oh, okay, good. Nice to know.
Yeah. So I literally tried everywhere, and also I didn't know there's just different types of publishing.
Yeah.
So there's financial publishing, which we have a lot in Baltimore, like a lot of stocks in the market and everything. And like the editors and the people in that publishing house, like, they make good money there. But like, I just don't think I could see myself. Yeah. I've just never been a number person. But there's like, anyway, so I like had like a breakdown when you came to visit one time, because I'm like, it was close to December, and I was like, I've applied, and I've showed everyone, like all my roommates, all the places I applied to, and I was like, I think I've heard back from 2 people that said, sorry, we're not taking interns. And I don't know, so I was getting a little discouraged, but I was like, I guess I'm just gonna keep applying. And so I finally found a place in DC. It was like this all women's book publishing house, which is like, go team.
Slay. Go girl boss.
So I reached out to them, and I was like, hi, like, I don't know if you're taking interns, but I'd love to have an internship with you. And so I went through a couple rounds of interviewing, and somehow, luckily, they're like, yeah, we'd love to have you in the summer. So I'm super excited for that. It's unpaid, but it is remote, so that way I could just be home. I'm not like driving to DC every day while also not getting a paycheck. So like, there's the benefits of that. Also the benefit of actually getting experience under my belt on my resume, that I can show that I worked under an editor. Because my dream, which I don't think I really talked about, I want to be an editor. I want to work in a book publishing house, and I want to help authors achieve their dream of having a published work. So I don't know, I've always loved writing, I've always loved reading. So it's kind of like when you, like with you, occupational therapy, like you feel it in your soul, like you feel it in your bones, like you want to do it. I just want to be in this industry, and like knowing that it's cutthroat, knowing that like, you know, sorry, we don't really need you, like that only like gives me the fuel and drive to like want to do it more. So we'll see where it takes me.
But like you said, you just kind of stumbled onto it, because remember when we came here and like you were so upset about it, but one of your other roommates was like, look, just apply literally everywhere, like even if it's across the United States, like even if it's somewhere not ideal, because I feel like you were trying to find somewhere that was going to kind of be like the perfect fit. And because like you said, you didn't want to have to drive hours away. You didn't want to go up to Pennsylvania or Virginia or like wherever to like go to that place. And then ideally, yes, it would have been nice to be paid, but like you said, being now a second semester junior, and you're kind of like, well, crap, like I haven't really had anything yet, and I kind of need an internship so I have that experience under my belt. And then thankfully this came and landed into your lap. But like you said, you have the capability to do it anywhere because it is remote. And you know, because I know you were like worried, like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't have to like live in DC or like live in Maryland, so I have to drive there. But
and that was like the other thing is, I was applying to like places in New York and Chicago, but I was applying to their listings. And they were higher, well-known publishing houses where they were going to look for interns who already had a lot of experience under their belt. And it was more scary to just apply to places like shooting into the dark because you don't really know. They're not asking for an intern. So I was just like applying to places that weren't asking for someone.
Yeah.
And it was just hard because it was like I felt like I was wasting so much time writing up a new cover letter, trying to tailor it to this company, looking into the company, and it just felt like, why am I doing this? When it's just like, why not reply to someone? Why not say, hey, I'm sorry, like, thanks for reaching out, but we don't need an intern.
Right.
Instead of just like not saying anything.
Yeah, just leaving you in the dark.
Yeah. So, which was crazy because this place in DC, I never heard of them before. I didn't even, it's called Bold Story Press, and they have done a lot of publications, and they work with authors all over the world. But I didn't hear back from them. Like, I reached out to them, and the office manager, she like took like 4 weeks to respond back to me, and she was like, I'm so sorry, like, we definitely need an intern, we're swamped, especially around the holidays. And so like that gave me like a little like glimmer of hope. I'm like, yes, like, I can be that. So I don't know, it just shows you like, just try. And I also had a lot of people, especially my family, because I don't think my family kind of understands my major, especially like grandparents. They're just like, what are you doing? Like,
I feel the same way with OT.
Really?
Yeah, people are like, so you're a PT? I'm like, no, I am an OT. It's different.
Yeah. And it's hard because when you feel like they don't believe in you as much, like, yeah, they're going to support you, but it's like, well, my cousins are going to go off and be doctors. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, you don't even have an internship yet. Like, are you actually going to get something? And it puts doubt in you. And I was like, just trust me. Like, I'm also still in college, but I also felt that I was behind because a lot of my roommates, a lot of my friends, they already had internships already.
Right.
But everyone has their own path.
Right. Like, you can't compare yourself to others because, like you said, I feel like different occupations have like different set paths. And I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago with somebody else, but just saying that, like, if you're going to be a nurse, like, you're going to go through the nursing school or like go through undergrad and like take the nursing classes, take pharmacology. That's, you know, that's a set path. But then if you're going to be like an English major, you can go so many different avenues. Or you're going to be a business major, you can go through so many different things. Or if you want to be a kinese major, you could do the same thing. You can go to PT school, OT school, be a phys ed teacher, like different things. But there's some careers that have like a more A to B type of path. Like if you are going to be a doctor, because like you know that there are certain things that need to fall in place. But I think oftentimes we compare, and I think like with your family saying like, oh, well, here your cousins are going to be doctors or whatever. It's like, and like they're like, oh, what are you doing? Because like I feel like sometimes people look down on the professions and think like, oh, it's not meaningful or it's not gonna make a contribution to the world. Like you're not finding the new cure to cancer or something like that. But like
especially when they don't really hear of it often.
Right. Like, but like you're saying earlier that I never knew about your job until you know we met and you started telling me about it. But like you're saying that these authors that have their stories that they want to bring to life, and I don't think we ever really think about the process of like how books like come to be or like how they go through the editorial process before they get published. Like I just think, oh, they just wrote a book and it just goes. Like that's it. They're like, oh, I can write a book and I can just send it off wherever I want. But like no, there's a lot, like a big process that goes into it.
Exactly. And especially because when I was in high school, I was like, I want to write a book. And so like I wrote a book about my grandfather. And I was in high school. I was 17. Yeah. So, like, I didn't know editing styles. I didn't know any. I wasn't going to pay for a publisher. But it's so expensive. And so, like, there's so many things that go into, like, writing the book and wanting to get it published. I was lucky that I stumbled across, like, a free self-publishing app through Amazon. But I don't know. I want to be able... Like when I read books now, I think of ways like, oh, that plot could have gone a different way. Yeah. So it's like your mind just starts thinking, and it's hard to have someone else understand that too, because like I don't know everything about occupational therapy. I don't really know much about it. Right. But like the way you talk about it, you like light up when you talk about it, and you're so excited about everything. So everyone has their own thing, and that's why I guess I'd like try to explain to my family. I'm just like, just wait. Just wait till I get my career, okay? Yeah.
Just wait,
But
wait to
I
see
don't
what
know.
happens. Yeah. But like you said, if someone's not passionate about it, like they don't understand the full scope of your field or your practice, they're not really going to understand. But that's okay. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty of life, is that we all have our different skills and, you know, attributes to ourselves that we can apply to certain areas of life. So
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. Like, I know I would never want to be like an electrician, or I would never want to be a doctor, even though I'm kind of in the medical field, but I could not like be a general practitioner or like do surgery on people, and I don't want to connect wires to each other, or I don't want to go serve in the military. Like, that's
Yeah.
just not for me. But again, we're all, you know, I want to say placed in this world by like God, and just, you know, he already knows what we're going to do in our lives.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, we have different skills and attributes for a reason. Because if we were all the same, then that wouldn't be fun.
Exactly.
It would be like boring.
And then, like, if we all knew the same things, then what would we even talk about?
Right.
You know, you get to tell me about OT, and I could tell you about like what I learned in publishing class. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah. So you're talking earlier about how like, you feel so passionate about bringing people's stories to lives and working for a publishing house. Would you ever want to have your own publishing house?
I don't know. I think so. The CEO of Bold Story Press, she worked for like top publishers for probably almost all of her career, and then she didn't like how things were run, and she wanted to be a hybrid publisher, which there's like traditional and there's hybrid publishing.
Yeah.
I won't get into the details, people can Google it, but basically hybrid is better for the authors.
Gotcha.
And so she was like, you know what, I want to help the authors more. And so I could see myself doing that, of like, after I've worked for someone for so long, know how it works, and I have a good understanding under my belt, then I could see myself wanting to open up something on my own. But it is a lot. Like, I want a family, and I just don't know like how much, because like you got to be in the city and everything. So it kind of depends, especially because like editors, they can work from home.
Yeah.
So, you know, I could be in my kid's life and have a career still, because the whole like, yeah, like being a stay-home mom, oh, sounds amazing. Like,
right.
yes, but
That's what we
also
all
it's like,
want in life.
I want a career too. So I don't know, just see, I'll see where I go with it, but definitely want to be opposed to it.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you want your own practice, right?
Yeah, I do want to have my own practice, which might be ambitious of me. But I just know, I think from my dad owning his own business too, like that's where I think I get a lot of like my drive to do that from.
Yeah.
And I don't want someone else to tell me what to do. Like,
yeah.
And that might be the Aries in me. Like, I might be a little more defiant. But I just like, I want to have my own way of running things, and don't get me wrong, I listen to people, I do what I'm told, I'm a very good employee, don't get me wrong, but it's just like when you have the things, like I like things to be run the way that I want them to be run, and that might sound like selfish or conceited or like, oh, like she's harsh, but I don't know, like, I just want, I envision things for OT and like my own practice, like what I want it to be. And I know if I like worked in a private practice, which would be nice, or like if I worked in a hospital, like it's very regulated. Like there's a lot of rules, like a lot of things you have to follow. Yeah. And not saying that my own practice wouldn't have rules, but I have more flexibility to. And
you do it your way.
Yeah, exactly. Of how I want things to be run, how I want the environment to feel, how I even want to like decorate it, or like, what I was gonna say, uniforms and stuff like that, or just the protocols and the policies that we follow.
But also, I feel like you could really help patients feel less like a number and more like, because I remember more like when I go to a smaller practice and I don't go up to the window and they ask me, what's your name and date of birth? Instead, they're like, Allison, it's so nice to see you again. Like, are you here for your 8:30? Like, that's the type of small practice feel that can attract so many more people, because they're like, wow, I'm not just like, who are you?
Yeah. So. Like in the big chain, like hospitals or medical companies that are like well known and that are everywhere, like you said, you just show up and it's like I mean, ultimately it's a business. They're trying to get people in and out. Unfortunately, like I feel like sometimes they make it more about like the money or the big pharma stuff, and just like, oh, we're just making money off people. And then like sometimes I feel like some care that's prescribed or medicine or whatever is kind of unnecessary, and they don't kind of come down to the basics first and say like, okay, let's look at you as a person. Like, how's your lifestyle? What's your habits like? Your eating? Like, what let's start there first before we start prescribing you like all this medication to just fix your problems.
Right.
Which ultimately we all know they don't really do. Now there are some people that legitimately do need medication for certain diseases or disorders, whatever, that do help them. But I just have a more holistic approach, and that's probably the OT in me, because we have a holistic approach to treating our clients. It's a very mind to body kind of thing, and looking at your lifestyle. And again, for people that don't know OT, it's very, the difference between PT and OT that I like to say is that PTs are going to have a more biomechanical approach, meaning that like the functionality of how you move your body, but the OT is going to like teach you how to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so basic, but we say like we help with ADLs, which are activities of daily living. So like your showering, your hygiene stuff, cooking, taking care of pets and stuff like that. But I just like, I don't want to say the PTs aren't meaningful, because they are, but I feel like my job is more meaningful, like in a way that, like you said, when our clients come to us, it's not like, okay, you tore your ACL, I'm going to give you X amount of exercises and X amount of reps, and you're going to do that for 4 weeks, and then we'll reevaluate and do it again. The OT's going to be like, so, you know, who lives with you at home? What's your home environment like? Like, what is your job? Like, what do you like to do? What do you want to get out of therapy? Like, what rehab did you want to do to get you back to your prior function? Now, they won't necessarily always get 100% back to their function before, because, like, especially people with, like, strokes, or if they have, like, a disability like cerebral palsy, or they have a developmental disability, that's different. But the OT is going to help you make adaptations and modifications to live your life like meaningfully, if that, it doesn't work, meaningfully, yeah, and like successfully, without letting your disability or your injury like limit you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
Wow,
like
I just went a whole tangent.
Yeah, like go off.
Yeah.
But like you'll tailor it to them, and
right.
you'll make them feel like you actually care.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's really cool.
So yeah. But we'll see what happens, you know? You're going to have your own publishing house one day, maybe, and then I'll have my own practice eventually.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to, like, put each other in the calendar.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you in a year.
Yeah, see you in a year. Just like we already do now. Okay, see you in a couple months from now. So, okay, so now, what advice would you have for maybe listeners who might want to pursue a similar path that you are going down? Like, what would you tell maybe your younger self at the time when you thought maybe it was too ambitious to do, or you had some naysayers telling you like, you can't make that a career? So like, what would you say to yourself?
I think you gotta turn off the noise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's gonna be a lot of people, even just like people you don't expect, to just be like, so what is it? Mm-hmm. What do you really want to do? And you're gonna have doubts, and people are gonna, and I feel like people make it feel like I'm trying to pursue acting, like,
right,
or like going to the NFL. Like,
mm-hmm.
actually, there's a little % chance that you might actually get it. You know, like, mm-hmm. So people are just, I don't know. So you just kind of, you focus on you, mm-hmm. and you think of the overall goal of what you're trying to get at. And, you know, comparison is the real enemy. Like, I compared myself a lot to other people and how they were making it, and even just my boyfriend, mm-hmm. you know, like, oh, he already had an internship, he was set, and he got the job and everything. So everyone has their own path. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know, if my younger self was looking at me, I think she'd probably be shocked that, like, I'm actually still trying, because the people pleaser in me would be like, oh, yeah, well, people are saying it's hard, and I probably won't get it, so let me do a plan B. Because, like, even my own mom was like, what's your plan B and C? And I was like, I need a C too? Like, what? So, I don't know. I just think I haven't made it yet. Mm-hmm. But
we're young.
In my eyes, I feel like getting that, like, letter of congratulations, we'd love to have you on our team for the summer. I'm like, oh my God, I just hit the lottery. Like,
right.
So I don't know, that I'm excited, and I don't know what is to come, mm-hmm. but I'm looking forward to the learning curve of it, because even when I applied for the internship, I let them know that I don't have experience, and I've been taught things in school, but school in the real world, completely different. Mm-hmm. And you know, the interviewer lady, she like laughed. She was like, yeah, like, you try telling a client that their book is not publish worthy. She's like, it's hard. And like, you gotta, it's, you know, people management skills and all that, but I don't know. So hopefully even my older self can look at me now and be like, just keep trying. Because even though I got this internship, you know, I don't know if they're going to give me a job afterwards. If they do, that's great. Maybe I don't like it, but at least it'll give me the confidence to feel like, okay, I worked under someone. I did this. I worked my ass off, and I'm going to keep trying to go to another place too. Yeah. So just don't give up.
Yeah. Very well said.
Thanks.
All right. Coming into closing a little bit, we're going to talk about our highs and lows for the week. So your high, something that really good that happened, and then you want to write out the high for the next week, and then the low, not so great, but then you're going to try to fix it for next week. So do you have anything immediately that comes to your mind?
My high would probably be my 21st birthday was this week. Felt very loved. Felt so fun. Just like you got to come and we all went to the bar and it was interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
But I don't know, I just all week I just felt like I had such a good community around me and people. I feel like birthdays are just so fun because people out of the woodwork is just gonna be like, happy birthday, like hope you have a great day, and you're like, oh my god, like thanks for remembering, or you even saw it on my social media and you felt the need to respond and like say happy birthday. You know, it's just taking that 30 seconds to just let someone know happy birthday means something. It's nice. So I really enjoyed that. I think my low of the week would probably be I have had a headache every day for the past week. And it's probably just like the stress of starting classes again and working. So I just feel like I've been eating ibuprofen every day.
Girl,
no lie. But next week, maybe I'm going to incorporate more water.
That's good. Yeah. Help balance it out.
Yeah.
Just
how about you?
Oh, I would say my high from this week was probably last night and going out to the bar with you for the first time and just to seeing that, because like it was just like a nostalgic feeling too, like being back here, and like it's a tradition at our school that you have to walk to the bar, like you just have to. So like walking with you guys and like just being like giddy and like little kids again, like I'm not that old, guys, all right, don't get me wrong, but I've been out of the game for a little while. So just like getting to go back and like see it, it's not what it's all cracked up to be, like for anyone that's wondering. It's just like a dive bar basically, but just the whole process of going, like the girlhood, like we were out here last night, like everyone's like doing their hair and makeup and like we're all just like talking and like listening to music and taking pictures and like,
and then getting Wawa after.
Then we go to Wawa and then like I got Wawa pizza for the first time. It was so good. So if anyone's wondering about trying Wawa pizza, go for it, because it was literally amazing. But yeah, and then just staying up late and going to bed late, even though we are like disheveled today and like feel like we're grandmas. But it's just fun. Yeah. And I'm glad that we were able to do this weekend and like just have it before the semester starts to really get crazy. Right. Your birthday just happens to land so perfectly.
You're welcome.
So shout out to your mom. Yeah. But my low, I feel like I've been having a pretty decent week. I mean, like it's been okay so far. I think again, just getting overwhelmed with school. Yeah. And like we were talking about with Jeremy, by the time this podcast episode comes out, it might be the same low, but it's just like school starting again, and like we were talking before, like you just look at your schedule and like you can't help but get anxious about like, God, I have this big paper due like right before spring break, like oh my gosh, I gotta start now. But I think I've like started to shift my mindset, especially going from like undergrad to grad school, and like telling myself, okay, just take it one step at a time. 1 week at a time. You can't jump from A to Z. Like it's not going to happen. And like in order to do successful, like or do good on that final paper before spring break, you got to do all the other stuff that's leading up to it. Right. And you have to put your time and energy in that to do it well, so then you can, complete that successfully too. But for next week though, to make myself feel better about it, I just need to work better on my time management, which has been a constant battle for me. But it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. You'll figure it out one of these days.
Yeah, one of these days, fine. Well, eventually I will. But okay, well, do you have any other closing thoughts that you want to end with?
No, I just wish you great success. I'm so excited for you that you started this podcast. And you literally are just a ray of sunshine in every room you go into.
Oh my God,
so like
stop.
You're going to just like help all these viewers just feel great about themselves. And it's just so fun to just chat. And I mean, now we're actually putting our talks to good use.
Yes. No. Yes. Alli and I, like we said earlier, our voice memos are quite literally just podcast episodes in themselves. So now we get to put them out for people to listen to. So. Yeah, finally we're just going to put our talks to good use that we just send to each other back and forth all the time. And now they're just out for everyone to hear and listen to. So if you're ever wondering what it's like inside our conversation, this whole episode is basically an inside look at what we talk about on a day-to-day basis.
I will say it's definitely more structured though, because we'll be sending voice memos and we're just like talking and it's like squirrel, like, oh, by the way, I needed to tell you this. So like at least people listening, they're not going to be like, wait, they just jumped from this to that. So I feel like you were organized today. We had a really good structure, but it's always been so organic with you that we can just talk, and like it's been over an hour.
I know.
How has it been over an hour? I literally feel like we just sat down, but I don't know. That's why I think we've been able to click so well. And I also feel like we have been friends for longer than a year, but I don't know. I think it's exciting that we've only been friends for a year because we've got so much to come.
Yes.
And so much to do still.
Yes. So many big life things ahead that we can't even think about. It's unfathomable. I don't want to think about it because I might cry.
No. We're going to stay in the moment. Time management. 1 week at a time.
Keep us where our feet are planted. Be present in the present.
Yeah. Oh, good advice for the day.
Yes. That's a tidbit. And you know what? We ended right there. That's a good ending note.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We might see you again in the future, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe if someone has some questions more about, publishing and stuff like that, or
or they want a review of Brent Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we'll have to go to the place that you talk about.
Yeah.
I also heard about one of my friends from school. She lives up in this area too, in Maison Green. Have you ever heard of that?
No, where's that?
Manchester, like 15, 20 minutes from here.
The coffee place.
She also recommended to me this place called the Filling Station.
I've never heard of that. In Manchester?
Yeah.
Okay.
It may not be Manchester actually, but it's pretty close to the area.
But we could try it. What's the other place?
So that one. Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
What's the other place?
The Filling Station.
Oh, where's that?
That one might be a little bit farther, closer to like Baltimore a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But
road
still
trip.
A place to try. Yeah, road trip. Oh my god, we can make like a vlogging on the car. No, I'm kidding. No, but that one she said was made from like an old gas station.
No way.
Yeah, it's like giving Radiator Springs vibes, like from Cars.
God. Stop! The pictures would be so cute.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So stay tuned for our next podcast episode when we visit some of those places, or I might go with Gabby. So Gabby, if you're listening, we can go to the Filling Station or Maison Green. She is Maison Green. She goes to like every single day before school.
Wow.
Like, and she lives like 2 seconds from it, so she like I have to go all the time. Like the people know her by name. She walks in, they're like, cute. "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Like,
the regular.
Want the regular? Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it, I guess.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We'll see you next time, and thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you later, friends. Bye.